In order to experience the most joy, love, and abundance on our lives, we have to create space by letting go of our painful past, traumatic experiences, and old relationships. How do we do that? That's what we're talking about today. I'm here to encourage, inspire, and uplift you to help you live your most joyful, love-filled life from BrandonRFoster.com. Today, we're talking about the 3 things you have to learn to let go of from your painful past in order for you to experience and clear space for more joy, love, and abundance than you've ever had before. Now, the first thing you have to let go of in any traumatic emotional relationship or experience that you've had is bitterness and resentment. This one is really a killer of future relationships, especially when you hold on to that bitterness and resentment. If you think about anything that you've ever eaten that was bitter in taste, that leaves like a horrible aftertaste in your mouth, you know that you're the one that's eating it, not the other person's that are actually eating it. So when you experience resentment and bitterness toward a previous person in a relationship, they are never the person that is actually suffering. You are actually the person that is suffering for hanging on to that bitterness and that resentment. Basically, that resentment means that you're holding on to that behavior that they did towards you and the meaning that you assign to that behavior. Now, in my own personal life, I held on to a lot of bitterness and resentment toward my parents when they rejected me after I came out for being gay and our relationship disintegrated. And that was a very traumatic experience for me because I deeply love my parents and I deeply wanted an amazing relationship with them. But what I really wanted is I wanted them to accept me and tell me that my relationship and me being gay was okay. And when they refused to do that, I was bitter and resentful toward them and their decision and their thought process and their thinking. And what happened was that was me hanging on to bitterness, resentment, and that pill to swallow. Now, the second thing that you need to let go of is anger. Anger is a lower vibrational state than many of the emotions on that vibrational scale. And anger is something that festers inside. And when you're angry, you can't think clearly. You do irrational behavior, and anger just takes up a lot of space. And you all have done this before. I've done this before. I think every human being on planet Earth has done this before, is when you're angry about a situation or someone or something, you tend to take it out on other people that you deeply care about and deeply love, and it comes out in inopportune times because you just want to let out your anger. And again, when my relationship with my parents disintegrated, I held on to anger for a very, very long time. Whenever you're angry at anyone or anything, what you should do is you should actually say and tell them, hey, what you did really upset me. What you did really made me angry. And see if you assign meaning to what they did in a way that they didn't intend for you to assign meaning to it too. Does that make sense? Basically what I'm saying is sometimes we get angry when people do something when we don't even really know what their thought process is or why they actually did it. And for me, in my parents' case, I was angry that they told me I was going to hell for being gay. I was angry that they told me that I couldn't have a relationship with God if I chose to be gay. I was angry for them thinking bad about me for being gay. And I was angry for a lot of different things. But what I realized is, again, that anger didn't hurt them, it hurt me. Because they didn't change their position, they didn't change their mind, they didn't change their viewpoint. The only person that upset was me, but that was my choice to be upset with their behavior, their thought process, and their actions. And I'm getting someplace with this, because I know some of you might be thinking, but like, you have a right to be angry. It's true. I did have a right to be angry. Any emotion you have is valid. You have a right to be angry. It's okay to be angry. What I'm saying is when you have that anger, let that anger spill out. Feel the emotion and release it and let it go. Don't hold on to the anger and depress it and repress it. If I had dealt with anger in a healthier way, I would have screamed, I would have yelled, I would have kicked some pillows at home. They even have those places now you can go and take sledgehammers and like sledgehammer and break stuff. Like there's lots of healthy ways to deal with the anger. So I'm not saying that you don't have a right to be angry. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be angry either. What I am saying is you can't hold on to the anger from your past and previous relationships or previous experiences, because that does take up space in your emotional closet. If you think about your body as a closet full of emotions, just like you want to go out to the store and buy new clothes, you got to have space for them to fit, just like your emotional closet. You need to let that anger move through and feel it. And the last thing you need to let go of is blame. Blame is basically one of the worst emotions to hang on to. And what blame is, it's basically telling somebody else that it's their fault that you're still feeling the same way that you feel because they're not acting the way that you want them to act, react, think, or do. And so I, for a long time, blamed my unhappiness once I came out on my parents. I'm unhappy because my parents rejected me. I'm unhappy because my parents think I'm going to hell. I'm unhappy because I'm angry at God for creating me as gay and making me attracted to men. Like, blame creates separation from love and the ability to love other people and those around you. And what blame really is a choice saying that your unhappiness is dependent upon somebody else and how they think about you, how they view and how they perceive you. And the fault in that is that you can't control anything about how people think about you, how they perceive you, what they say, or what they do. So when you assign blame, you're actually saying that you're actually powerless in your ability to find happiness and joy. And that is not a good place to be, which is why that is such a low vibrational state, because you are not powerless. You always have the power to choose how you believe about yourself, how you think about yourself, and how you assign meaning to the actions and viewpoints of everybody else around you. And I want to add that when you hold on to all three of these, bitterness, anger, and blame, remember that because of the law of one and we're all connected, when you feed off of bitterness and resentment and anger and blame, not only will that angerness, bitterness, and blame come back to you, but that anger, bitterness, and resentment will also, law of attraction, will show itself in other areas of your life, whether that be in your finances, whether that be in your relationships with other people, whether that be in your work and your occupation. It can come back in a lot of different ways. But when you actually release those three things, bitterness, anger, and resentment, from your past emotional experiences, you clean out and you clear space from that emotional closet. You open yourself up, boo, to allow a ton of joy, love, and abundance in a really amazing, fantastic way. And isn't that what life is about? Life is about to be joy-filled, abundance, and love, and just being so grateful for those that are around you. And I gotta say, and I gotta make this really, really clear, that I don't agree with what my parents did. I don't agree with their behavior. But I have a choice to see them through the eyes of unconditional love and to see them differently. That doesn't mean I don't set boundaries either, but I have that choice to control the emotions and the vibrations that I'm sending off and the way that I think about them and the way that I choose to interact with them and the way that I choose to love them. And once I made that decision and decided to release bitterness, anger, and blame, a whole new world began to open up in my life, which is why I created an amazing new course called Tuning Into Love, Healing, Forgiving, and Letting Go of Your Painful Past to experience incredible new levels of joy, love, and abundance. I'll put the links down there for that. Would love to see you guys in there. My name is Brandon for BrandonRFoster.com. Have an amazing day. Remember, you are more beautiful than you realize, you are more loved than you know, and you are more successful than you think. Thank you all so much for stopping by to watch some of my inspirational and encouraging mindset content. I encourage all of you to drop by our private free Facebook group, You Were Born to Slay, on Facebook, where we got, the link is down below in the comments, where I have tons of written free content, more inspirational posts, more inspirational videos for you to enjoy throughout the week. And then, of course, the worst feeling in the world, boo, is when you feel stuck. So if you want to take my free 7 Reasons You Might Feel Stuck masterclass, the link is down there in the comments, so check that out as well. And last but not least, we have some more inspirational mindset content for you to watch here and here. And they're both really good, boo, so it doesn't matter where you start, but I would love for you to watch some more inspirational content to help you discover how you can experience more joy, more love, more abundance in your life every single day. I love you so much. Have an awesome day, boo.